I've been working with people who provide IVAs since they were introduced in 1986. And right back then, they were used very infrequently, but they were provided by a group of trusted professionals. They're now a much more common solution. In fact, they are Britain's most common formal personal insolvency solution, which is good news for creditors. But increasingly in recent years, there are people who have been pushed into IVAs for the wrong reasons. There are people who should be on debt relief orders. There are people who should be on IVAs and aren't, because they're in very long-term debt management plans where there's no light at the end of the tunnel. What an IVA gives is certainty. There is light at the end of the tunnel. It's always a known time away, usually 5 years. And it means that at the end of that time, all the debt that's unaffordable is written off if the debtor's able to make the payments. And the way we ensure the debtor's able to make the payments is ensure that the advice given by the advice sector, who are trusted by the consumer, and the way that the IVA is administered by the insolvency practitioner, who is a trusted, regulated professional, comes together to ensure that the consumer gets the right deal for them. That's against a background of a real loss of trust. Because the debt management industry, and in particular the commercial side of the debt management industry, has pushed into IVAs and brought a lot of bad practice with it, we have a situation where many advisors don't feel they can recommend IVAs because they do not have trust in the way they will be administered. Now, TIP will look at every case that we put through on a real-time basis. We'll see how they're being handled. We'll understand what insolvency practitioners are achieving for their clients in IVAs. And we will put in place an improvement loop. It isn't actually about regulation, it's simply about making things better for everybody by understanding how people are performing and understanding that everything is done in a realistic, achievable manner. Transparency is always fundamental to trust. So TIP will provide data to the advisors on how people are performing in the IVAs that have been put in place. That data will be available throughout the lifetime of the IVA. And we're going to be encouraging our insolvency practitioners to develop the closest possible relationships with their clients. One of the things we know about debt is that it is connected to lots of other areas of stress and issues that clients have. It could be redundancy, it could be relationship breakdown, and it's quite possible that the insolvency practitioner is going to be the first person to know. For them to be able to say to the client, would you like us to put you in touch with your original advisor so that he can help you with this additional area of stress, this problem that you've got, we think is going to be a real benefit to clients. Not only that, it will mean that from the creditor's point of view, greater trust in the IVA because more of them will complete. IVAs are affordable, achievable, represent the debtor's best efforts. They are often cheaper and quicker as a more certain debt solution than even a free debt management plan. They have a huge place in the fabric of debt solutions. TIP IVAs will be as low cost as possible. TIP IVAs will be subject to a constant process of improvement, meaning that things can only get better for people in debt.